As a man, if you've been feeling off lately regarding low energy, low motivation, and you're starting to struggle in your professional and social life, there's a chance that your testosterone can be at an all-time low. And this is something that many men are suffering from right now. But don't worry, because in today's video, I'm going to tell you how to optimize your testosterone naturally to get back on track and start actually feeling and living life again. Listen, man, testosterone is crucial for many different things regarding your libido, your energy, fat loss, muscle building, your mindset, how you perceive things. But here's the problem: due to many factors such as man-made technology like phones and quick access to things that give a quick dopamine release, you'll find that guys in their 20s and their 30s are experiencing low testosterone. So if you feel like you've hit a wall, that could be a clear sign that your test is actually dropping. And low test can impact a lot more than just your body, regarding now your dating life, because you're not thinking correctly, you're struggling to get it up. Social interactions, you're very awkward and anxious around people because you're addicted to corn. And when it gets super bad, it affects your work performance, and if that's the case, you might start losing money. So it's so important that we take action now. And now I'm going to take you through some common symptoms to show that you might potentially have low testosterone. But remember, I'm not a doctor, I ain't got no PhD in this stuff, so really and truly you need to get diagnosed. However, these things may be able to give you a good indication. Number one is fatigue. So if you're sleeping between 7 to 9 hours a night and you still feel tired, well, that's a clear sign that you're fatigued. Something's not working properly. Decreased libido. So let's just say everything else is normal, but you have a very low sex drive. Mood swings, so you may be irritable, have anxiety or depression. Brain fog, so you have difficulty staying focused and staying sharp. So when it comes to work now, you're really struggling to get shit done. And finally, which is the biggest indicator, is reduced muscle mass. So if you are training, you're dieting correctly, you're actually working out correctly, and you're losing muscle mass, well then that is literally a sign to go and get yourself to the doctors ASAP, bro. Now here's the good news: there are plenty of ways to naturally increase and optimize your testosterone, and I'm not gonna suggest no dumb shit like working out 5 times a day or over exerting yourself. It's going to be natural remedies that are very sustainable, that are going to allow you to perform, think and function better. So let's get into it, man. So number one, and you probably saw this coming, you need to be doing a physical activity. As a man, I already expressed the importance on my channel of working on yourself physically. Do some sort of combat sport, a regular sport, or get yourself in a gym. When you work out, it is going to signal to your body that it needs to actually produce and optimize your testosterone to keep up that demand for that muscle building, to keep up that demand for all that stress that you're putting on your body. And you don't have to go crazy with long workouts. It's not about how long you're in the gym for, it's about how hard you're training, how close you are pushing your body towards failure. So strength training is going to be key at boosting testosterone. Furthermore, just make sure you're in the gym 3 to 4 times a week minimum. If you really want to maximize that test too, focus on compound movements, bench, squat, deadlifts, because they engage a lot of muscles, because again, it's a compound movement. Another great alternative, or you can actually do these together, is sprinting. Sprinting is one of the best ways to increase testosterone as a man. Just imagine how much demand is put on all of those muscle fibers in your body when you're sprinting. So shout out to my athletes, man. And this is something common that people just neglect day to day, aside from thinking about testosterone, but it is your sleep. You need to prioritize your rest and recovery. Poor sleep is one of the most common reasons for low testosterone, and that's why you can't underestimate the power of it. Make sure that you're sleeping between 7 to 9 hours a night and getting good quality sleep. So that means you're going through them sleep cycles, you're getting deep sleep, REM sleep. And if you don't understand what these terms are, I suggest getting a Apple Watch or some sort of watch that can actually track your sleep, so that over time, by monitoring it, you're now able to make sure that you're getting good quality sleep, because that's more important than how much time you're actually in the bed for. Try to create a nighttime routine to help you wind down and relax before you go to bed. Dim the lights, avoid screens, and focus on relaxation before bed. And ideally, you want to go to bed the same time and wake up the same time every single day, so that your circadian rhythm stays in check. Next up is stress, and stress is one of the biggest killers of testosterone. Stress is linked to having having higher cortisol, and the higher cortisol that you have as a man, it is directly linked to the amount of testosterone you tend to have as well. So to combat this, you need to lower your stress, and here are a few things that I recommend to do this. Number one is meditation. Meditate every single day, ideally before you go to bed, and focus on mindfulness meditation. As I mentioned before as well, physical activity, making sure that you're consistent with that gym routine, that training, whatever you do as well. And covering myself again, but just sleep. Sleep is super important for lowering stress as well. The better sleep you have, the lower your cortisol is going to be as well. So maybe even consider changing or buying a new mattress, changing your pillows. Just invest into a better quality sleep routine. Next up is your diet, because what you eat plays a huge part in your testosterone levels. I'm going to keep it nice and simple. You want to limit processed foods. As you can imagine, all of that processed stuff is not great for the body. It's man-made. I'm not going to say stop eating at all. That would be great. But even me, I sometimes have processed food here and there. But most of my food is whole foods, unprocessed foods that are going to keep me more satiated, keep me more full, and they provide the body with better minerals, macros, micros, vitamins, all of these things that we actually need to perform function, like zinc, magnesium, potassium, you know, your electrolytes, everything essentially. So I don't recommend following the average American diet, but I recommend following a high protein and moderate carb diet. So when it comes to the protein, some of my favorite sources is steak, chicken of course, and just lean meats in general. When it comes to my carb sources, I like to have potatoes, whole wheat fusilli, whole wheat bread, oats. So essentially I focus on complex carbs. And when it comes to healthy fats, I like to get my fats within food. So sometimes I don't have lean meats. I might opt for something like chicken wings. I might opt for avocados, salmon. These are foods that contain healthy fats, because as a man, it is important that you get a minimum of 50 to 70 grams of fats a day. And it's shown that if you go below that, your test drops the following day. So it's important that you do not avoid fats. Do not go with the misconception that eating fat is going to make you fat. You get fat from just eating too much of your big back self, right? I feel like I could do a whole separate video on like the most important vitamins and minerals for men, but we're going to focus on one main one in today's video, and that is vitamin D. Vitamin D is essential for optimal testosterone production in every single man. So it's actually more of a hormone than a vitamin, because your body does produce vitamin D. So the best ways to increase your vitamin D bioavailability is obviously going to be through food, supplements, and the sun as well. And if you live in a country like the UK, like I do, where it is super cold a lot of the time and we don't get much sun, I highly recommend taking a multivitamin. If you watch a lot of my content, especially recently, you know that I take supplements, and one of the key ones that just helps with my health as a man and actually just my gym performance are my daily multivitamins. And the best thing about this, yes, it does contain the minerals that are important, such as magnesium, zinc, for testosterone production. It also contains ashwagandha. So alongside that vitamin D2, you get an ashwagandha boost, and ashwagandha has been shown to decrease cortisol in men. And as I told you guys before, cortisol, high cortisol, is linked to a lot of stress. So if you also want to cop the Legion Triumph multivitamin, you can use my discount code Ramel and click the first link in the description to cop it for yourself. And right now there's a Black Friday sale going on, so you can also pair that with the Legion Triton, which is a fish oil. So this is going back to the omega-3 point that I made in the diet side of things, and this is a great combo that I take every single day to again help optimize my testosterone and my gym performance. So link in the description, use discount code Ramel to support and save. And really and truly, there are so many more specific ways that I could have mentioned to help optimize your test, but we would be here for a very long time, so we're gonna wrap it up. But essentially, as you see by the tips that I provided, it's not just about simply taking a magic pill and your testosterone is straight. It's actually about optimizing your lifestyle, so making sure that you're working out, optimizing your diet, your routine, your sleep, the basics, the fundamentals of training and living, so that you can actually function as a man. And this is not something that is necessarily scientifically proved, but I am heavy on that. Just avoid masturbation and pornography in particular, because going back to dopamine, when you get too much of it as a man, well, not even as a man, as a person, it is going to make it harder to do the hard things that you know you need to do. So from me, I've abstained from masturbation for many years now, and that alone has transformed my life, and I heavily advocate that other guys should do the same. But yeah, man, if you found value in today's video, hit that like button, sub to the channel, comment down below any questions you got regarding this topic, share your experiences as well. There's probably a lot of people that are watching this video that are older than me that might provide good information in the comments as well. Furthermore, if you got any other ways to optimize your testosterone naturally, provide that down there. Again, I'm gonna be back more with some content. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you in the next one, man.